quadrilateral, beta? What is a quadrilateral?
It is a figure with
It-
4 sides.
Yes, 4 sides, 4 angles, and 4 vertices, right? These are the
Yes.
vertices, these are the sides, and these are the angles. Okay, and if you go with the 4 sides, 4 angles, and 4 vertices is called as a quadrilateral, correct? And what are the types of the quadrilateral, Laiba?
What?
The types of the quadrilateral. How many quadrilaterals do you find?
Rectangle, square, rhombus.
Yes, a square, a rectangle, a rhombus, a trapezium, and a parallelogram, right? Yes. The topic that we are going to study, the shape we are going to study in the quadrilaterals is parallelogram, right? This is in your syllabus now. Okay, what is parallelogram, Laiba? What is a parallelogram? Parallelogram is a quadrilateral in which both pairs of opposite sides are parallel, correct? Which pairs of opposite sides are parallel, Laiba? The opposite sides are parallel to each other, right?
Yes.
Yes, this is a parallelogram, correct? Okay. Okay, this is a parallelogram. Now tell me which sides are parallel to each other.
AB and DC.
Yes, excellent. AB and DC are parallel to each other. And what more are parallel, beta?
AD and BC.
AD and BC are parallel to each other. Okay, excellent. Next, after this, we had studied about 7 theorems, right? 7 theorems of a parallelogram. Come on, tell me which is the first theorem. The first theorem states that the diagonal drawn in between in a parallelogram, it divides the parallelogram into two congruent triangles, correct? Two congruent triangles. Laiba, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes, okay. What does the first theorem state? It states that the diagonal divides the parallelogram into two equal,
Halves.
two congruent triangles. How did we prove it? How did we prove this theorem? We had to prove it through a postulate, right? How did we prove it? We took this one was a common side, this and this angles are alternate angles, this and this angles are alternate angles. So with the postulate, ASA postulate, we proved that this triangle is congruent to this triangle, right? Yes. So tell me the statement of this theorem, Laiba. The statement of the theorem. The diagonal of a parallelogram divides the parallelogram into two congruent triangles. Correct?
Yes.
Yes. Alhamdulillah. This was the first theorem. Which is the second theorem, Laiba? The parallelogram in a parallelogram, opposite two sides are equal. Correct? This side is equal to this side. This side is equal to this side. Correct or wrong? Laiba, can you hear me? This
Yes.
side and this side are equal, this side and this side are equal. The opposite sides in a parallelogram are equal. What more did we study, beta? What is the third theorem?
If each pair of opposite sides of a quadrilateral is equal, then it is a parallel.
It is a parallelogram. Excellent. Then what did we study in the next theorem?
Opposite angles are equal.
Opposite angles are equal in a parallelogram. And what about next theorem? The converse of the same theorem will be asked, will be told in the theorem 5. It is nothing but if the opposite angles are equal, then it is a parallelogram. Correct? Theorem 5 states that if in the quadrilateral each pair of opposite angles are equal, then it is a parallelogram. Correct? Now, the theorem 6, what does theorem 6 states? The diagonal of a parallelogram bisects each other. Okay? The diagonals of the parallelogram bisects each other. What does this mean? If this is a diagonal and this is a diagonal, it bisects each other. What does this mean, Laiba? OD equals to OB. Bisectors का मतलब क्या होता है, Laiba? It divides this line into two equal halves. The diagonals of the parallelogram bisect each other. The diagonal AD, AC and BD bisects each other, divides each other into equal halves, correct? Okay. So this theorem 6. What does theorem 7 states? It's absolutely same as the theorem 6, just the converse part. If the diagonals of the quadrilateral bisect each other, then it is a parallelogram. That's so in a gist, we just have 4 theorems, correct, Laiba?
Yes.
What are the 4 theorems? The first theorem. The first theorem, beta. Laiba, I cannot hear you. Laiba?
Yes.
Yes. Now tell me what did all of these seven theorem states? The first theorem told that if the diagonal was drawn, then it divides it into the two congruent triangles, right?
Yes.
The diagonal divides the parallelogram into two congruent triangles, correct? What does the second theorem states you?
Opposite sides are equal and parallel.
Excellent. Opposite sides are equal. What does the third theorem states you? Opposite angles are equal, correct? And what does the fourth theorem states you? That the diagonals bisect each other. That's all, okay? Diagonals bisect each other. And the remaining theorem are the converse part of it, okay? Converse of second theorem, converse of third, converse of fourth. That's all. There are four theorems. These four theorems you have to memorize. Now tell me what was the first theorem? Diagonals. Laiba, repeat. Diagonals divide the parallelogram into two.
Two congruent triangles.
Excellent. Two congruent triangles. What is the second theorem, Laiba? The sides of the parallelogram are equal. What is the third theorem, Laiba? The angles of the parallelogram are equal. What is the fourth theorem, Laiba? Diagonals bisects each other, correct? This is the fourth theorem. That's all. We have four major theorems here. The first one was the diagonal divides it into the two congruent triangles. The second one states you that the sides of the parallelogram are equal, right? Then the angles of the parallelogram are equal, and then we had proven that the bisectors, diagonals bisect each other, correct? Okay, then we have studied all the five example problems, right? Do you remember how did we study these?
Yes.
Can we let's prove it? Let's prove this again. Okay, Laiba, you just have to prove this problem for me. How will you prove this? How did we prove this? Do you remember? Do you remember how did we prove this? Show that each angle of a rectangle is 90 degrees. Do you remember how did we prove it?
Yes.
What did we do here, beta? Angle we did sum of interior angles. Angle A plus angle B is equal to 180 degree, right? Then we know that angle A is equal to 90 degree, but we do not know angle B is equal to how much. So it is 180 degree. Angle B is equal to 180 minus 90. What is 180 minus 90? It gives you angle B gives you 90 degree. Yes. So if so here angle A equals to angle B equals to 90 degree. If this both are equal to 90 degree, then what other comes into picture? Angle C is also equal to 90 degree. Correct? Why? Because we can also prove it through the sum of interior angles again. Again, angle C equals to 90 degree, angle D equals to 90 degree. If all angles are equal to 90 degree, then it is a rectangle, correct?
Yes.
Okay, then how did we prove about rhombus, Laiba? Do you remember how did we prove this? Show that the diagonals of the rhombus are perpendicular to each other. We just have to prove this one is equal to 90 degree. How did we prove this? Do you remember what we did here was first we had proven this and this congruency, the triangle, the congruency in this triangle and this triangle. Then what did we state that in this line, on this line, angle DOA plus angle DOC is equal to 180 degree, correct? Then if this and this are equal, then this and this are the bisectors. So what did we prove? We proved that 2 times the angle DOA equals 180 degree and angle DOA equals to 90 degree. 180 degree divided by 2 gave you 90 degree. So this line has the perpendicular bisector. That's all. Okay, we have just had to show that diagonals of the rhombus are perpendicular. Diagonals का मतलब होता है यहाँ पे DOB should be perpendicularly standing on the line AOC, the diagonal AOC. Okay, we proved it in the previous class. I have the class recording. I'll send you the class recording. Just go through it. If you have any doubts in it, then please ask. Do you remember we had a homework in this? I gave you a homework for the problem number 5. Do you remember, beta?
Yeah.
Have you solved this?
No.
No? Yes, beta. Why didn't you solve this?
Actually, I missed 2 exams. So
Okay, you had exams?
yeah.
Okay, no problem.
I had re-exams.
Okay, you were studying for that. Okay, no problem. Okay, will you solve this tomorrow and come?
Yes.
Okay, you should give it a try. Okay, you should do this, or you should solve it and come. Okay, and tomorrow's class you have to send me the snapshots before coming to the class, inshallah. So today you will see the exercise problems, and the exercise problem, the first problem that we have over here is, if the diagonals of the parallelogram are equal, then show that it is a rectangle. It is the rectangle. So how will you show this, Vita? The question they have given is, if you have a parallelogram, okay, consider this as a parallelogram, and if the diagonals of parallelogram are equal, they have already told you, they have given you that this parallelogram has diagonals, okay, and this parallelogram has diagonals. Let's name this A, B, C, D. Okay, they have told you that the diagonals are equal. Already they have told you that if the diagonals of the parallelogram are equal, then show that it is a rectangle. How to show that it is a rectangle, Vita? Can you tell me what is one feature of a rectangle which we had discussed yesterday? Rectangle में क्या होना चाहिए? What should we have in a rectangle?
90 degree.
90 degree. Excellent. Why? Because in a parallelogram you won't find 90 degree, right?
Yes.
It differentiates a parallelogram from a rectangle. What is the difference between a rectangle and a parallelogram? Parallelogram is a slanted figure in this way, but the rectangle has the angle as 90 degree. All angles is 90 degree, right? So they have asked you to prove this. Prove that this figure is a rectangle. Then to show that this figure is a rectangle, you have to show that the angles formed here are 90 degree. How will you show the angles formed are 90 degree? Have to show that all the angles formed here are 90 degree. To show this, first let's prove the congruency of the figure. How will we prove the congruency? Do you know what is the congruency? Do you remember how did we prove the congruency? How to prove the congruency, beta? As they have given the diagonals already, they have given you that the diagonals are equal. Which is the diagonals here in this parallelogram? Laiba, in this quadrilateral, which are the diagonals?
AC and BD.
Yes, excellent. AC is equal to BD. Why is it equal, beta? Because it is given in the question, right? Diagonals of the parallelogram are equal. They have told you already that the diagonals here are equal, and now they are asking you to show that it is a rectangle. How to do this is, you just have to prove the congruency in the triangle ABC and ABD. Okay, we'll prove the congruency in this triangle ABC and the triangle ABD. Laiba, come on, tell me the points which will prove the congruency. Laiba, ABD, in the triangle ABD and ABC. Tell me the sides which can prove you the congruency. The first side, the side given is AC is equal to BD, correct?
Yes.
Which are the triangles here, beta? ABD. ABD, this is the first triangle, and ACD is another triangle. Now tell me which more we can take. What more you can take? First is over. What is the second thing that you can take in these two triangles? What is common, beta? Which side is common in ABC and ABD? In triangle ABC and ABD, which side is common, Laiba? Isn't AB equal to AB? ABD.
Yes.
This triangle, correct? This and this. We are considering these two triangles, okay? ABD and ABC. Okay, AB is equal to AB, correct? This side is common. One side is common, and this is the diagonals are equal. This is given already. Then what else comes into picture, beta? We need one more side here, right? To prove the congruency. Which is one more side that you can consider? BC is equal to AD. Can we consider AB is equal to AD is equal to BC?
Yes.
Can we not consider AD is equal to BC? Yes. Why can we consider AD is equal to BC? Because they are the sides of a parallelogram. In this parallelogram, what property did we study? Opposite sides in a parallelogram are equal. Excellent. So AD is equal to BC because opposite sides in a parallelogram are equal. So according to which postulate? Yes, beta?
We can also take angle D is equals to angle B.
Angle D equals to angle B. We cannot take. Why can we take angle D equals to angle B, beta?
Because interior opposite angles are equal.
Interior opposite angles. You want to take it as alternate angles here? If you want, you can take it as angle ADB is equal to angle DBC. Yes, you can take it in this way. This angle is equal to this angle as well. Okay, you can prove this congruency in this way as well. So according to yes postulate or ASA postulate, whichever you want, you can prove the congruency in these two triangles. This triangle is congruent to this triangle. First we have proven the congruency. Now what we need is, after proving the congruency, we just want to prove that angle A is equal to 90 degree, angle B is equal to 90 degree, or angle C is equal to 90 degree, angle D is equal to 90 degree. So to prove this angle A, angle B, angle C, angle D equal to 90 degree, what do we need now, beta? Do we have CPCT? Congruent parts of the corresponding parts of the congruent triangles. Which are the corresponding parts of the congruent triangles that we can consider now after proving the congruency? After proving the congruency, which are the corresponding parts that we can consider here, Laiba? Chalo. We have proved the congruency in the triangle. That triangle ABC is congruent to triangle BAD using the SSS postulate, and now we can consider that angle A is equal to angle B. Why is it so, beta? Because of CPCT, right?
Yeah.
Like, yes, because of this, we can consider angle A is equal to angle B in the triangle ABD and triangle ABC. These are the congruent parts, corresponding parts of the congruent triangles. Okay, we can consider that, and we also know that angle A plus angle B is equal to 180 degree. Why is it so, beta? Why is angle A equals to angle B plus angle B equals to 180 degree? Do you know? Do you remember the interior angle, the sum of interior angles in a rectangle or something in a quadrilateral is equal to 80 degree, right? Sum of angles in a rectangle on the same sides are equal to 180 degree, correct? So angle A plus, instead of angle B, can we write angle A? Yes, because angle A equals to angle B. Instead of angle B, we can write angle A. Angle A plus angle A equals to 180 degree. Angle A plus angle A gives you 2 times the angle A, which is equal to 180 degree. And angle A gives you 180 degree divided by 2. So what is angle A, Laiba? What is 180 degree divided by 2, Laiba? Laiba, what is 180 divided by 2? 180 divided by 2 is nothing but 90 degree. Yes. Correct? Yes. So angle A is equal to 90 degree. If angle A is equal to 90 degree, we already have angle A equals to angle B. If angle A is equal to 90 degree, then angle B is also equal to? If angle A equals to 90 degree, angle B is equal to 90 degree. Why is it so, Alaiba? Because it's already given from the CPCT, corresponding parts of the congruent triangles. We have angle A equals to angle B. So angle A is equal to 90 degree and angle B is equal to 90 degree. Okay. If angle A is equal to 90 degree, angle B is equal to 90 degree, then what is angle C? It is also equal to 90 degree. Why is it so? Again, the sum of integrals is 90 degree plus something is equal to 180 degree. The 180 degree minus 90 degree gives you 90 degree. Angle C is equal to angle ABCD is equal to 90 degree, and hence it is a rectangle. Why is it a rectangle? Because all the angles in the in a parallelogram, if all the angles are equal to 90 degree, then it is a rectangle. That's all. Understood? How did we prove this?
Yes.
Yes? Okay, come on now. You have to prove this for me. Just tell me, how did you prove it? Laiba, how did you prove this? Come on. Start. कहाँ से शुरू किया था हमने बेटा? Laiba, please repeat. Please tell me, how did we prove this? First हमने कहाँ से शुरू किया था? We consider two triangles, right? We consider triangle ABD and ACB. Correct, Laiba?
Yes.
दो triangles में हमने SSS postulate या ASA postulate से congruency prove किया था हमने, correct? After proving the congruency in these two triangles, this triangle and this triangle, we proved that angle equals will be this angle equal to angle using CPT, corresponding parts of the congruent triangles. If CPCT is applied here, angle A
Hello.
sum of interior angles 2 degree.
Hello.
Right, Laiba? Can you hear me?
Your voice is getting stuck.
Okay. Okay, can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay, can you please prove this for me?
AB is the function.
Yes, what have you proved here, beta? Instead of angle B and A, so angle A plus equals to 180 degrees, right? And note 2 the angle A, correct? 2 times angle is equal to 80 degree and angle A is by 2. To Laiba?
Your voice is cracking. I cannot understand what you're saying.
Okay, I'll just fix it. There's thunderstorm here actually. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, that's fine now. Okay, Alhamdulillah. We just proved the first problem. The second problem, let's go to the second problem. The question they have asked here is show that the diagonals of a square are equal and bisect each other at the right angles. The first thing that they have asked you here is show that the diagonals of a square are equal. If you are writing a square, if you are writing the diagonals here, you have to prove that these diagonals are equal. Okay, let me consider this as a square A, B, C, D. Okay, with a midpoint O. First, what you have to show? What you are going to show, Laiba? What you have to show? AC is equal to?
BD.
Yes, excellent. We are going to show this at first. AC is equal to BD. After that, they have told you the next question is first to show that the square, the diagonals of the square are equal. Then the second thing is they show that they bisect each other at right angles. To bisect each other का मतलब होता है they divide it perfectly. AO equals to OC. Show that AO equals to OC, or you can show OD is equal to OB. We can do this. And after that, they have told you to show that they bisect each other at right angles. You have to show angle AOB is equal to 90 degree or angle AOD is equal to 90 degree. Anything? We can show AOB is equal to 90 degrees. So you have three things to prove here. The first thing is that the diagonals are equal to each other, and next you have to prove that they bisect each other into perfect halves, and the third thing you have to prove is that they bisect each other into right angle. Okay, right angle to triangle, they form a right angle triangle. How will you prove this? It's quite easy. Let's start. Okay, keep focused with that. I want you to write each and every point. Will you write it for me?
Yeah.
Write it in your book, please. Okay, first what you have to do is draw this figure. Draw this figure, beta. Okay, what did they tell you is the diagonals of a square are equal and they bisect each other at right angles. The first thing that you are going to prove is AC equals to BD. This you are going to prove. Okay, to prove this, what null we have? What null do we have? To prove AC is equal to BD, AC और BD equal prove करने के लिए हमारे पास क्या है बेटा? What do we have? Laiba, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yes. To prove that AC is equal to BD, we have these two triangles, correct? One triangle, two triangle. All the concepts goes to the same thing. We are first proving the congruency and everything to prove that this parallelogram have something in common, right? इसको first congruency prove करते हैं हम in the triangle ABD and triangle ABC. Okay?
Yes.
Yes. How will we prove the congruence in this beta? Can you see which triangles I'm considering? This triangle ADB and this triangle. We are considering these two triangles because we have two diagonals in this triangles, correct? We have to prove these two diagonals are equal. ये एक triangle ABC, एक और triangle ADB. हम ये दो triangles consider करते हैं. इसमें हम congruency prove करेंगे. फिर हमें दिखाना चाहिए कि BD is equal to AC. How will we show BD is equal to AC? That's nothing but CPCD. That's all. अब इसको congruency prove करके दिखाओ मुझे. Laiba, you have to prove this congruency for me. Laiba.
Yes.
Come on, beta, prove the congruency. How will you prove the congruency? It's very easy. Congruency किस तरह prove करते हैं बेटा? Come on, tell me which sides are equal here now? In the triangle ACB and ABD, AB is equal to AB. Yes. Why is it so? AB is equal to AB. It is common side. First thing. Yes. Now tell me the more things, beta. AD is equal to BC, correct? Why is AD equal to BC, beta? Because they are the sides of a square. The sides on the opposite sides are equal. Sides are equal. That's 2 is proven, okay? 2 proven. Then what more do we have, beta? Because it is a square, we also have something. We have this and this equal to 90 degree, right? Angle A is equal to angle B is equal to 90 degree, correct? So we have one side, two sides in one angle. So what does it show you, beta? Through SAS congruency, ACS postulate, these two triangles are congruent. If these two triangles are congruent, then simply AC is equal to BD, correct? Is AC equal to BD? Laiba, is AC equal to BD? I cannot hear you, please. Laiba?
Is to BD?
Yes, AC is equal to BD because we have proven the congruency in the triangle ABD and triangle ACB. So this side AC and this side BD are equal. Why are they equal? Because CPCT, they are the corresponding parts of congruent triangle. Correct?
Yes.
Yes, we had considered these two triangles, right, Laiba? This triangle ABD and then triangle ACB. AB was common there, hence, and BC is equal to AD. What side is left out now? This is equal to this. BC is equal to AD. What side was left? Just AC and BD were left out. So AC is equal to BD because of CPCT. That's all. We have proven AC equal to BD. That's all. Is it done? Is it done? Or we have more to prove? We have more to prove. We have to prove that they bisect each other at right angles. How will we prove that they bisect each other at right angles? What would you have to prove? We have to prove that this is equal to 90 degree, correct? I told you that you have to prove it. Prove that this one is standing on each other by bisecting it. Diagonals are standing on each other and they bisect each other and they form a 90 degree there. How will you prove it? First proof is done. The second proof is, okay, the second one. What is the second thing that you have to prove is AO equals to OC or AO equals to OC. This one is equal to this one you have to prove, or you can prove DO is equal to OB. DO equals to OB. Let's just consider AO equals to OC. How will we prove this, beta? It's quite easy. Just see here how we are proving. If we are having this square, Laiba, please concentrate. We have ABCD. We have to prove AO equals to OC. How will we prove this, beta? We can consider these two triangles, right? This triangle DOC and triangle AOB, right?
Yes.
Yes. If we consider triangle AOB and triangle DOC, then how we can prove the congruency in both of these triangles? The first thing, angle AOB is equal to angle DOC, correct? Angle AOB is equal to angle DOC.
Yes.
Why is it so? Vertically opposite angles, right? Yes, excellent. Then what we can prove? This AB is parallel to DC, or we can also write it as alternate angles. Angle B, angle ABO is equal to ODC. Is it right? Angle ABO equals to ODC. Is it right?
Yes.
Because of alternate opposite angles. And again, we can prove it another Z shape. Angle BAO is equal to angle OCD. Just consider this, beta. Just see this figure. Angle BAO is equal to angle OCD. Can we consider this? Yes, these are alternate opposite angles again. Or we can also consider another thing here, which is another thing. If the opposite sides are equal, we know that opposite sides of a square are equal, right? We can also consider AB is equal to DC. Right, beta?
Yes.
Sides of square. So by these three things, we can consider as by yes postulate, by side angle side, or by ASA postulate angle side angle, we have proven that triangle AOB is congruent to triangle DOC. This triangle is congruent to triangle AOB. Correct? If these two triangles are congruent, then what is left out, beta? Everything else is equal, right? CPCT. So DO is equal to OB, AO is equal to OC. We just have to prove AO equals to OC. It is done. Correct? Correct, Laiba?
Yes.
ये एक्चुअली बहुत इजी है. You just have to consider this कि हम किस तरीके से हम इसको प्रूव करते हैं. Just that much, okay?
Yes.
The figure should be right and the part in which you have to prove congruency के लिए हम कौन सा वाला triangle हम consider करते हैं, ये हमें देखना चाहिए, okay? Which triangle we are going to consider to prove these things, we have to consider that at first, okay? यहाँ पे देखो, first में हमने कौन से triangles consider किए थे बेटा to prove AC is equal to BD? Do you remember? First हमने AC is equal to BD prove करना था. This diagonal equals to this. How did we prove this? हमने बड़े वाले triangles लिए थे, correct? ABD ये वाला triangle लिया था. Then हमने ACB ये वाला triangle लिया था, correct, लाइबा? Yes. इसके बाद second जो proof के लिए था हमें AO is equal to OC prove करना था, तो हमें छोटे वाले triangles लिया था AOB and DOC, ये वाला triangle and ये वाला triangle, right?
Yes.
जी, इस तरह हम प्रूव करते हैं congruency को, ठीक है? Then they have told you the third thing that you have to prove is to prove that the angles that are formed here is equal to 90 degrees. You just have to prove one thing here, that A, B, C, D. Okay, you have to just prove that AOB is equal to 90 degree. How will you prove this? AOB is equal to 90 degree. Again, you have to prove the congruency in the triangles. We can just consider these two triangles, okay? We'll consider this triangle and this triangle. If we consider triangle AOD and triangle AOB, then how can we prove the congruency here? AB is equal to AD because it is a square, the first thing. The second thing what we can prove here is AO is equal to AO. AO equals to OA because it is common, correct? Laiba, AO equals to AO in this triangle, right?
Yes.
We are considering the triangle AOD and AOB. AO is equal to AO. This is a common side. AD is equal to AB. It is the sides of a square, okay? And then AO equals to CO. Why is it so? AO equals to CO in the triangles AOB and COB. AO equals to, sorry, we are considering OD is equal to OB. OD equals to OB. Because OD is equal to OB. Why is it OB is equal to OD? Because this is a diagonal and it bisects each other, which we had already proven. So from the SSS congruency, we have proven that these two triangles are congruent. If these two triangles are congruent, then the line that is standing on it, AOD plus angle AOB is equal to 180 degree. If it is equal to 180 degree, we have to prove here that angle AOB is equal to 90 degree. How will we prove this? We have a congruent part. AOB is equal to angle AOD. This is CPCT. If AOB is equal to AOD, we can write AOD plus AOD is equal to 180 degree. AOD plus AOD gives you 2 AOD, which is equal to 180 degree. AOD is equal to 90 degree. That's all. That's done. 180 degree divided by 2, it's 90 degree. All the problems, almost all the problems are same. Correct? Okay, you have to go through all of these problems. Inshallah, on Monday you will have an exam for this. Okay, I'll be taking you the test in the class itself. You have to read all this and come. You have to let me know whether you have doubts in all of these. Okay, so chalo, we'll see the next problem. The question over here is, can you read this question for me, Laiba?
Diagonal AC of a parallelogram ABCD bisects angle A.
Okay, what question they have given you here is there is an angle A, diagonal AC bisects it. Bisects it का मतलब होता है it divides it into perfectly two halves, correct? If it divides it into perfect two halves, then these two angles are equal, right? These two angles are equal. It is given now that angle DAC equal to angle CAB. This is already given, correct? This is already given. Now, okay, now go for the next thing, beta. Now, what did they tell you? Show that it bisects angle C also. Okay? They have told you that AC bisects A. You have to show that AC bisects C also. How will you show it, beta? Laiba, they have told you that the line AC bisects A. You have to show that it also bisects the angle C. Bisects angle का C का मतलब क्या होता है? It divides it into perfectly two halves, correct?
Yes.
Yes. How will you prove this? It's simple and easy again. You have to consider these two triangles and you have to prove the congruency. After proving the congruency, you just have to show that DCA is equal to ACB by CPCT. Okay, will you do it or should I do this? It's actually easy. You have to consider this triangle and this triangle, and you have to prove the congruence in these two triangles, and after that you have to show that this angle is equal to this angle because of CPCT. Can we do it together?
Yes.
Okay, let's do it together. Now tell me what points will you add up to prove the congruence in these two triangles? In triangle ADC and triangle ABC, what points will you tell me to prove the congruency, Vita? Come on. AC is the common side. Excellent. AC is equal to AC. Done. What's next? Isn't this a parallelogram? What is in the parallelogram? Opposite sides are
Equal.
property of parallelogram. Yes. DC is equal to AB and AD is equal to BC. These are the opposite sides of a parallelogram. Correct? All of these are the opposite sides of parallelogram. So using the SSS postulate, we have proven that these two triangles are congruent. If these two triangles are congruent, what comes into picture now, Laiba? Laiba, what comes into picture, beta? Angles are equal. Which angles can you prove that they are equal, beta?
Angle
ACD equals to angle ACB. Correct?
Yes.
Yes, angle ACD is equal to angle ACB. This is done. Angle ACD is also equal to angle ACB, and also we can write as other angles, right? DAC is equal to angle CAB, which is already given, correct? And also we can prove that angle D is equal to angle B. So the first thing, it bisects angle C is done, correct? This and this are equal, so this bisects the angle C. The first proof is done. The second proof is they have told you to prove that ABCD is a rhombus. How will you prove that it is a rhombus? To prove something is a rhombus, what do we need, Laiba? What do we need something to prove something is a rhombus? You know, rhombus prove करने के लिए हमें क्या चाहिए? We have to know that opposite sides are equal, okay? Opposite sides are equal and opposite angles are equal. Okay? Okay, Laiba? To prove something is a rhombus, we should prove that opposite sides are equal and opposite angles are equal. To prove this equal, what will we do here is we already know that angle ACD equal to angle CAD. Angle ACD, correct? ACD equals to angle CAB. Why is it so? Because it is a parallelogram, and hence this angle is equal to this angle. If this angle is equal to this angle, we also know that this angle is equal to this angle, right? Why is it so? Angle, ये angle and ये angle equal है, right? This angle and this angle is equal, and this angle and this angle is equal, correct? So if this angle is equal to this angle, and if this angle is equal to this angle, then all these four angles are equal, correct? If all these four angles are equal, we have opposite sides are equal. AD is equal to CD, right? Because अगर ये और ये angle equal रहेगा, तो the opposite sides of the equal angles are equal, correct? Opposite sides of equal angle are equal. If opposite sides of equal angles are equal, if this is equal to this, then in this triangle as well, we can prove that if this angle is equal to this angle, then the opposite sides of this equal angles are equal. So the side BC is equal to AB. So AB equals to BC equals to CD equals to DC. So all the sides are equal. AB equals to BC equals to CD equals to DC. Okay, we just had to prove this one is equal to this one, and this one is equal to this one. As we already knew that the opposite sides are equal, we already know this, but we did not know that this and this are equal. So to prove that, we just had to prove the angles are equal. These angles are already equal using the CPCT as well as the congruency ruling. This and this angles are equal. If this and this angles are equal, then opposite sides are equal. If this and this angle is equal, then opposite sides are equal. If all the opposite sides are equal, then it is a rhombus, correct? Rhombus has all the sides as equal, okay? But just the angle is still here in the rhombus, that's all. Okay, we'll see the next problem. Come on, Laiba, what's the question? Come on, read it for me.
ABCD is a rectangle in which diagonal AC bisects angle A as well as angle C.
Yes, so they have told you that there is a rectangle, okay? There are the two diagonals which bisects each other, okay? We'll write it as A, B, C, D, okay? And they have told you that they bisect each other, angle A and angle C. This diagonal bisects angle A and this angle bisects angle C, okay? Show that ABCD is a square. How will you show that something is a square? Square दिखाने के लिए क्या होना चाहिए बेटा? All sides should be equal, right, in a square?
Yes.
You have to prove that AB equals to BC equals to CD equals to AD. How will you prove it? It's very easy. Come on, how will you prove AB equals to BC equals to CD equals to AD? Laiba? They have told you that ABCD is a rectangle in which diagonal AC bisects A as well as angle C. They've already told you that the angles are equal.
Yes.
Angles here and angles here are equal. So how can you prove that these are equal? The sides are equal. To prove the sides equal, we already know that it is a rectangle. In a rectangle, AB equals to DC, correct?
Yes.
We already know AB equals to DC. In a rectangle, opposite sides are equal. Just this and this are equal. Then AD equals to BC. We already know all these two things. But we also know that if the angles are equal in this one, correct? If the angles are equal, then the opposite sides also will be equal. Now here angle DAC, we know that angle DAC is equal to angle DCA, correct? Because they divide perfect halves. ये और ये equal है. क्यों है equal है बेटा? ये और ये equal है. It's already given that it bisects, right? If angle A is equal to angle C, then opposite sides are equal, right? If opposite angles are equal, then the angles opposite to sides opposite to the equal angles are also equal. So AD is equal to DC. If AD equals to DC, beta, we already have AB equals to AD, and we also have BC equals to AD. So we can write AB equals to AD equals to DC equals to BC. If all the sides are equal, then it is a square. That's all. So we have proven that this is a square. Okay?
Yeah.
Are you following me?
Yeah.
Are you finding anything difficult?
No.
Just stop me wherever you find it difficult, okay?
Okay.
Chalo, we have another question here in this. Show that diagonal BD bisects angle B as well as angle D. Okay, this is a figure which we have to draw by our own. They won't give this figure for you. So if ABCD is a figure, and here they have told you that show that the diagonal BD bisects the angle B and angle D. Now what we have to prove here is this angle is equal to this angle is equal to this angle is equal to this angle. To prove these angles, what we can do is we can consider the triangle BCD. We can consider just one triangle BCD and prove this angle is equal to this angle. If you prove these angles are equal, then we can consider that this BD bisects angle B and angle D. Okay, bisection का मतलब क्या होता है बेटा? What does bisect mean? You know what does bisect mean? It is nothing but it divides the angles into perfect halves. Correct? Laiba, it divides the angles into perfect halves, right?
Yes.
Yes. So angle, what you have to prove here is angle ABD is equal to angle DBC, or you have to prove as angle BDC is equal to angle BDA. Are you considering this? Consider this figure, see this figure, and let's see how we can prove angle CBD is equal to angle ABD. How will we prove this, beta? कैसे prove कर सकते हैं?
We'll take triangle.
We can take these two triangles. Okay, we can take these two triangles, or we can take the bigger triangle ABC, or we can take the triangle BCD. If we'll consider the triangle BCD, this triangle BCD, then we know that BC is equal to CD, isn't it? BC is equal to CD. Is BC is equal to CD? Because we have already shown that it is a square. Correct? It is a square, so BC is equal to CD. It's already shown in the previous proof. Okay, BC is equal to CD and CDB. This angle and DBC. CDB and CBD. These both are equal. Why these both are equal, Iba? Because the angles opposite to this equal sides, angle sides BC and CD are equal, as we had proven already, because it is a square. If BC is equal to CD, then angles opposite to this equal sides are equal, correct? Which are the opposite angles to this equal sides? Angle BDC equals to, yes, excellent, angle DBC. These both are equal. These both angles are equal. If these both angles are equal, and we also have the alternate opposite angles, we also have alternate opposite angles. If the alternate opposite angles are equal, then we can prove simply that CBD is equal to angle ABD. CBD is equal to angle ABD. That's all. This and this should be proven. If this and this are equal, then what we can say? That this side DB, this diagonal DB bisects angle B. That's all. So we have to prove ABD is equal to ACD. That's all. We had proven this. How did we prove it? हमें ये angle और ये angle equal दिखाना था, just that much. Okay, ABCD. And we also have to prove this angle is equal to this angle. How will we prove that? Again, the same thing. We know that the sides opposite to the equal angles are equal, so this angle is equal to this angle, and we also can prove it in this way. We know that the sides opposite to the equal angles are equal. BC is equal to ACD, so this angle is equal to this angle. If this angle is equal to this angle and this angle is equal to this angle, then this angle CDB is equal to angle ADB. Thus, BD bisects angle B and angle D. That's all. Okay, this was a proof for the fourth problem. We'll see the next problem. Come on, please read it for me. Library, read it for me.
In parallelogram ABCD, 2 points P and Q are taken on diagonal BD such that DP is equals to BQ.
Yes, so what's given here, beta? DP is equal to BQ. Okay, this is given. What is given here is DP equals to BQ. Okay. Okay, what did they ask to prove at first, beta? You have to prove the congruency, right?
Yes.
How will you prove the congruency, Laiba? Just consider these two triangles. Triangle APD. Where is the triangle APD? A, P and D. The छोटा वाला triangle APD. And एक और triangle कहाँ पे है? यहाँ पे C, Q, B. ये दो triangles के लिए आप congruency किस तरह prove कर सकते हो बेटा? It's very easy. चलो मुझे दिखाओ कैसे आप congruency prove करें. AD equals to BC. Why? Because opposite sides of a parallelogram and they equal. Yes. So एक चीज ये ले सकते हो आप. AD equals to BC and this is already given. DP is equal to PQ. हमें दो sides मिल गए. हमें एक angle की जरूरत है. Which angle can you consider बेटा?
Angle D and angle B.
यहाँ देखो red this one. Yes, excellent, excellent. This is alternate opposite angles, right? Z देखो यहाँ पे Z, right? So while you are writing Z, so angle ADP and angle QBC are equal. Angle D and angle P you have told already. It is alternate opposite angles, right? Alternate interior opposite angles. Okay. After proving this alternate angles, so which postulate did we apply here, beta? Two sides, right? Yes. Yes. Two sides and one angle. So using SES postulate, the first thing is proven. Okay. We have proved the first thing. APD is congruent to CQB. Done. What is the next?
I have to write it one.
Beta?
I'm writing it one.
Okay, please write it down. Please write it down. Using the SES postulate, SES congruency rule, triangle APD is congruent to triangle CQB. Okay, if this both are triangles are congruent, then this comes into picture. Okay, the next question is AP is equal to CQ. How will you prove AP is equal to CQ? By the CPCT. That's all. By CPCT, AP is equal to CQ. By the corresponding parts of the congruent to triangles. So this 2 is proven. Okay, 2 done. The third question. Let's check the third question. What's the third question, Laiba? Prove that triangle AQB and triangle CPD are congruent. Now we have another triangles here. Prove that triangle AQB and triangle CPD are congruent. How will you prove this, Vita? Again, it's easy. It's very easy again. How will you prove the congruency here? I'll clear the screen. Okay. We have AB is equal to CD. Why is it so? Opposite sides in a parallelogram are AB equals to CD. Why? Because opposite sides in the parallelogram are equal. Correct? We already know that. First thing is done. AB is equal to CD. एक चीज हो गया. एक और चीज अब क्या मिल सकती है बेटा हमें? Can we consider the alternate angles here? Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes. Why is it so beta? BAQ. Here we can form और हम इस तरह फॉर्म कर सकते हैं ये वाला. करेक्ट? ये Z देखो यहाँ पे Z है. Right? This Z. So angle B and angle D again we can prove it as equal, right? Yes. Angle ABD is equal to angle BDC because of alternate angles, right beta? Alternate opposite angles. Alternate interior angles बोलते हैं इसको. We call it alternate interior opposite angles. Okay. 2 are done. एक हमने side लिया, एक हमने angle लिया. एक और side की जरूरत है. Where can we prove this another side from it beta? लाइव में मुझे एक और side बताओ जो इक्वल हो सकती है. पहले हमने AB equals to CD लिया था. Then हमने ये angle लिया था. हमारे पास क्वेश्चन में हमारे पास एक चीज दिया गया था. DP is equal to BQ. DP is equal to BQ. Correct?
Yes.
ये वाला ट्रायंगल में आता है, right? This and this triangle. So DP is equal to It's given in the triangles. It's given, right? So after proving the two sides and one angle equal, which postulate can we apply with our?
SS.
SCS postulate or SCS congruency rule. From SCS congruency rule, we can prove that triangle AQB is congruent to triangle CPD. That's all. Done. Okay. Chalo. We have another question here. AQ is equal to CP. Prove that AQ is equal to CP. How will you prove? Is it a congruent part of the corresponding part of the congruent triangles?
Yes.
Yes. So in the triangle, this and this, AQ is equal to CP because they are the congruent parts of the corresponding parts of the congruent triangles. Correct? Where is it? Please show me on the figure. On the figure, please. So this AQ is equal to CP because they are the corresponding parts of the congruent triangle. This is done. Okay, the fifth thing that we have to prove is APCQ is a parallelogram. How will you prove APCQ is a parallelogram, beta? APCQ is a parallelogram. Where is APCQ? We have it here, right? APCQ. Can you prove this as a parallelogram? Yes. How can we prove? Because we already have proven that AP is equal to QC, right? AP is equal to QC हमने already prove किया था. PC is equal to AQ हमने already prove किया था. If we have proven all these are equal in these things, then it becomes a parallelogram. Parallelogram का एक चीज क्या होती है? Opposite sides are equal, right?
Yeah.
Yes. So this opposite sides are equal. Hence, we have proven that APCQ is a parallelogram. That's all. Okay.
Yes.
Done. All the proofs are done. Wasn't it easy?
Yeah.
Okay. Alhamdulillah. We'll see the sixth problem. Finally, okay. Then we'll see the midpoint theorem in tomorrow's class. We'll just see sixth problem. Then the seventh problem is homework for you. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. The sixth problem. Come on, read the question for me, beta. Soon. ABCD is a parallelogram and AP and CQ are the perpendicular from the vertices A and C. Okay, we have vertex A and we have vertex C. Okay, from there we have just subtended a perpendicular to the diagonal DB. Okay, there's a diagonal DB. So that we have framed the 2 points here. Okay, now the question is show that these two triangles are congruent. Very easy. You just have to show that the two triangles are congruent. Which triangle did they ask you to prove it? Triangle APB and triangle DQC, CQD. Okay, ये दो triangles हम कैसे prove कर सकते हैं लाबा? हमारे पास DC is equal to AB, right? Why is DC is equal to AB, लाबा? Because it is sides of a parallel. Yes. हम इन दो triangles को consider करेंगे पहले. This is equal to this. First proof for one side is done because they are the sides of a parallelogram. And the second thing क्या है बेटा? यहाँ पे हमारे पास एक angle है, right? एक angle is equal to 90 degree. Which angle is 90 degree? Angle P is equal to angle Q. What is it equal to बेटा? 90 degree. एक angle मिल गया हमें दो triangles में. We have got one angle, one side, and we need another side now. Come on, tell me which is another side that you can prove as equal. Laiba, which we can prove? Can we not prove alternate angles here? The Z shaped. This angle and this angle. Angle D and angle D. Can we not prove it? यहाँ पे Z है ना बेटा? Yes, right? Because this both are parallel. So this angle is equal to this angle. So which angle is it, beta? Angle CDB is equal to angle TBA. Why is it so? Alternate opposite angles, as we have this both as a parallelogram. If this and this angles are equal, then what we can prove, Laiba? From which postulate we can prove this and this triangle is congruent? Which is a postulate, Laiba? Laiba, which is the postulate? One side, two angles.
ASA.
ASA postulate. From ASA postulate, both of the triangles are congruent. That's all. We have proven this. And then उन्होंने पूछा AP is equal to CQ. AP is equal to CQ हम किस तरह prove कर सकते हैं? This is CPCT, correct? Corresponding parts of the congruent triangles. Done. इतना ही है. It's very easy, right?
Yeah.
Chalo, done. So you have this problem as a homework for you. Okay. This is the last problem in the exercise 8.1. Okay, that's the last problem. This one and the fifth example problem you have to do it as homework, solve it as homework. Tomorrow you have to send me two homeworks as a snapshot for myself. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, this is a homework. You can quickly take the snap or mark it in your textbook.
Yeah, I marked it in my textbook.
Okay, Alhamdulillah. Okay, beta, Alhamdulillah, we have completed today's class. It's almost an hour. More than an hour has passed. Okay, now, okay, tomorrow we will be studying midpoint theorem, and inshallah we'll finish the midpoint theorem tomorrow. Inshallah, inshallah. If we'll finish the midpoint theorem, the next Monday you will have a test on all of these. Okay. Tomorrow you will finish the midpoint theorem concept with the example problems and the exercise problems. So for now, we have finished the quadrilateral topic and the properties of parallelograms. And the next we have studied all of the 7 theorems, and then we have studied the 5 example problems and 7 exercise problems, in which one is an homework for you. Okay, 1 exercise problems is homework for you. You have to study all of these. You have to revise all of this and tell me if you have any doubts in this. Okay, you should not forget to send me the homework. Okay. Okay, beta. Jazakumullahu khairan. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Have a good day. Take care of yourself. Jazakallahu khairan. Subhanakallahumma bihamdika nashhadu an la ilaha illa anta astaghfiruka wa atubu ilaik. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam.